Imagine the air thick with anticipation, a sea of light sticks pulsing like a living heartbeat under the vast dome ceiling, and then, without warning, a single spotlight slices through the darkness, revealing a figure who commands the stage like a god descending from the shadows. What if I told you that last night, in the heart of Osaka, GDragon didn't just perform? He unleashed a force so raw, so transformative, that it shattered every expectation and etched itself into the annals of live music forever? You think you've seen epic concerts? Hold on tight, because this one starts with a bang that echoes louder than thunder, pulling you deeper into a night where dreams collide with reality, and every second begs the question, how does one man turn a stadium into a universe? As the first notes of his opener rippled through the arena, the crowd, over 55,000 strong, packed shoulder to shoulder in a frenzy of glowing daisies and shimmering banners, erupted in a wave of cheers that shook the very foundations of the Kyocera dome. But wait, what was that glint in the air? A cascade of holographic butterflies, engineered with cutting-edge AI, fluttered above the stage like ethereal guardians, their wings syncing perfectly to the pulsating bass. GDragon, clad in a custom leather jacket embroidered with his own portrait amid blooming daisies, a nod to his signature floral motif, crafted exclusively by the visionary Japanese designer Yohji Yamamoto, stepped forward, microphone in hand, and locked eyes with the front row. Osaka, are you ready to become superhuman with me tonight? The roar that followed wasn't just applause, it was a collective exhale of pure, unfiltered joy, the kind that makes your skin tingle and your heart race. Could this be the moment Kpop transcended borders, becoming something profoundly universal? And just when you thought the energy couldn't climb any higher, he dropped into Too Bad, the lead single from his triumphant 2025 album Übermensch, and the dome transformed. Laser beams sheeped like soaring butterflies, a visual poetry drawn from the album's philosophical core, inspired by Friedrich Nietzsche's vision of self-overcoming, danced across the faces of fans who'd traveled from every corner of the globe. Mothers clutched their daughters' hands, tears streaming as the lyrics hit home. Too bad if the world tries to dim your fire. Rise, evolve, ignite. It's emotional alchemy at its finest, turning strangers into soulmates in the span of a verse. But here's the hook that kept everyone glued. What secret did GDragon whisper to the crowd during that intimate breakdown, the one that had 55,000 voices harmonizing back in perfect tearful unison? Spoiler, it was a promise of resilience, a spark of semangat that lingered long after the lights dimmed, leaving us all wondering if we just witnessed the rebirth of live performance itself. From that electrifying opener, the night unfolded like a meticulously choreographed dream, each song a chapter in GDragon's odyssey of reinvention. The Übermensch tour, his first full-scale world domination in 8 long years, isn't merely a concert series, it's a manifesto, a bold declaration that artistry knows no expiration date. Drawing from Nietzsche's profound idea of the overman, that relentless pursuit of one's highest self, GDragon wove a narrative across 3 immersive acts, blending high-octane hip-hop with orchestral swells and introspective ballads. Picture this, as he transitioned into Today, a track from his 2013 catalog that's aged like fine wine, he mounted the infamous Dragon Bike, that sleek, warring beast of a prop that's become tour legend, and weaved through the aisles, close enough for fans to feel the wind from his passage. Screams pierced the air, hands outstretched in desperate hope of a high five, and in that chaos, you could sense the emotional undercurrent. After years of anticipation, of wondering if the king of K-pop would ever reclaim his throne, here he was, not just returning, but soaring higher than ever. The setlist was a masterclass in curation, a love letter to his legacy that honored the past while charging fearlessly into the future. He revisited Big Bang classics like Heaven, transforming the 2008 anthem into a euphoric encore sing-along where the audience took the reins, their voices rising in a cappella harmony that brought even the stoic security guards to misty-eyed silence.
"This is your song now," GDragon said, stepping back with a grin that lit up the massive LED screens, his eyes scanning the sea of faces as if memorizing each one. Emotional? Undeniably. Parents who'd raised their kids on Big Bang lullabies found themselves swaying arm in arm with teenagers discovering the group for the first time, a generational bridge built on beats and unbreakable bonds. Yet, it was the new material that truly ignited this among it, that fiery spirit urging everyone to push boundaries. Tracks like Drama pulsed with raw vulnerability, GDragon's lyrics dissecting the chaos of fame with unflinching honesty. In the spotlight's glare, we chase the thrill, but what if the mask cracks and the real you spills? Fans nodded along, phones forgotten in pockets, lost in the catharsis of shared truth. What made the show at Kyocera Dome stand out wasn't just the music, though the live band, a tight ensemble of virtuosos who toured with global icons, delivered soundscapes so rich they rivaled symphony halls. No, it was the spectacle, the way GDragon fused technology and heart into something profoundly human. AI-driven projections morphed the stage into a living canvas. One moment, abstract fractals exploded in sync with his rapid-fire rap on power, the crowd's cheers feeding back into the visuals like a digital echo chamber. The next, soft pedal projections rained down during a stripped-back rendition of Untitled 2014, turning the arena into a field of glowing daisies. Have you ever felt a stadium breathe? That's what it was like. The Dome, once a cavernous echo of baseball games and corporate events, now alive with synchronized light shows that made every seat feel like front row. And GDragon? He was the conductor, shirt sleeves rolled up, sweat glistening under the strobes, feeding off the energy like a performer half his age. At 36, with a career spanning nearly 2 decades, he moved with the precision of a dancer and the swagger of a street poet, proving that true talent doesn't fade, it ferments, growing bolder, wiser, more intoxicating. As the first act crested, GDragon paused for a breath, or what passed for one in this whirlwind. He perched on the edge of the extended stage runway, legs dangling over the pit where the most devoted VIPs stood guard like sentinels. "OSAKA," he called out, his voice dropping to that intimate timbre that feels like a secret shared just with you. You know, this tour, it's not about me. It's about us, about breaking free from what holds us back and stepping into who we're meant to be. The words hung in the air, simple yet seismic, stirring a hush that rippled outward. Then, with a mischievous wink, he launched into a surprise cover. A reimagined mashup of Bang 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 that had the Dome quaking with nostalgic fury. Fans, primed by years of viral clips and fan chants, belted the chorus so ferociously that GDragon feigned defeat, microphone lowered as he lip-synced along, laughing that infectious laugh that crinkles his eyes. It was playful, pure Samungit in motion, a reminder that beneath the global icon beats the heart of a showman who thrives on connection. Who else could turn a high-energy banger into a communal therapy session, leaving everyone exhilarated and oddly healed? Diving deeper into the second act, the production ramped up to fever pitch, showcasing GDragon's evolution as a multimedia auteur. The Übermensch album, released to critical acclaim just months earlier, served as the tour's spine, its tracks not filler, but fulcrums for innovation. Take Too Bad, for instance, performed mid-act with a blistering dance break that saw GDragon flanked by a troupe of breakers whose moves blurred the line between hip-hop and contemporary art. The song became a manifesto of defiance. Holographic avatars of himself multiplied on stage, each echoing his gestures in a dizzying mirror effect, symbolizing the inner voices we all battle. Too bad for the doubts, he rapped, voice slicing through the synth-heavy drop. Too bad for the chains, we're breaking them tonight. The crowd mirrored the frenzy, jumping in unison, a human tide surging against invisible barriers. Emotional peaks like this weren't manufactured. They welled up organically, fans sharing stories in the queues afterward about how the lyrics had pulled them through personal storms. Isn't that the magic of music at its peak? Not just entertainment, but empowerment. A spark that says, you, yes, you in the back row, you've got this fire too. Interwoven were moments of breathtaking intimacy that kept the audience hooked, teetering on the edge of their seats. During drama, GDragon shed the jacket for a simple white tee, spotlit alone as confetti petals, real and digital, swirled around him. His voice, raw and resonant, cracked just enough on the bridge to reveal the man behind the myth. Fame's a beautiful beast, but it bites when you least expect. Tears flowed freely in the stands, strangers hugging as the song crested into a gospel-tinged outro, the choir projections swelling like a heavenly host. It was vulnerable, visceral, the kind of emotional gut punch that makes you lean in closer, craving more. And GDragon delivered, transitioning seamlessly into high-energy romps like Coup d'etat, where he prowled the stage like a panther, mic stand wielded as both prop and weapon. The samangit was palpable, dancers flipping midair, pyrotechnics blooming in controlled chaos, the bass so deep it vibrated in your chest. How does he do it? Maintain that razor-sharp charisma for 2+ hours, all while making 55,000 souls feel seen, cherished, alive. Halfway through, a surprise collaboration, or rather a spectral one, elevated the evening to legendary status. Screens flickered to life with archival footage of Big Bang's golden era, seamlessly blending into GDragon's live rendition of Bad Boy. The dome filled with projected silhouettes of his bandmates, their voices harmonizing from beyond the ether, turning solo performance into a heartfelt reunion. Fans lost it, chanting names in a wave of devotion that rolled from floor to rafters. "This is for the family we built," GDragon shouted over the crescendo, fist raised high, and in that instant, the emotional floodgates opened. Longtime VIPs, the devoted army that's weathered scandals, hiatuses, and triumphs, wept openly, their light sticks forming a galaxy of yellow stars. It was a tribute not just to Big Bang, but to every fan who stuck by him, a samangit-soaked affirmation. We're in this together, unbreakable. What other artist could summon ghosts of glory so vividly, turning nostalgia into a rocket fuel for the present? As the third act dawned, the production shifted gears, embracing the philosophical heart of Übermensch. Nietzsche's Übermensch isn't a superhero in cape and tights. It's you, me, anyone daring to transcend limitations. GDragon embodied this with Untitled 2014, a piano-led ballad that hushed the massive venue to reverent whispers. Seated at a grand piano shrouded in mist, his fingers danced over keys while beams of soft light mimicked falling stars. "Who am I without the noise?" he sang, voice soaring with crystalline clarity, each note a brushstroke on the canvas of silence. The emotional depth here was staggering. A man who sold millions, shaped cultures, now bearing his soul in a space that could swallow symphonies. Fans swayed gently, phones capturing not for social clout, but as talismans of the moment. Then the build. Strings swelled, drums kicked in, and suddenly it was a full band explosion, GDragon rising, phoenix-like, to claim the stage anew. That transition, from fragility to ferocity, left jaws on the floor, hearts pounding with the thrill of possibility. Ever feel like a song was written for your unspoken battles? This was that, amplified to dome-shaking scale. Clickbait headlines scream epic, but this was epiphany. GDragon didn't perform Übermensch, he lived it, challenging the crowd with rhetorical fire. What's holding you back? The fear? The doubt? Let it go. Tonight we rise. His charisma, that magnetic pull, turned passive spectators into active participants. During a freestyle segment, he invited fan-submitted lyrics via a live app integration, a tech twist that had the screens flashing user stories of overcoming adversity. One read, "From hospital beds to this stage. Thank you for the strength." GDragon read it aloud, voice thick, then freestyled a verse around it, beatboxing over a minimal loop. The dome thundered approval, a collective samangit roar that said, "We're all in the arena together." It's these touches, innovative, inclusive, that make his shows addictive, keeping you beta, eager for the next revelation. Who knew a concert could double as a self-help seminar, all wrapped in iridescent spectacle?